Hi, I'm Nathan Ackerman. Hopper's an app to speed up software development from idea to coded. The 6 of us here at Hopper have over 100 years of developing code in big companies and startups. And the single biggest lesson that we learned is that it's all about velocity. Fast means you can win, slow means you die, and you're wasting everyone's time and money. We are fixated on helping everyone go from idea to coded 10 times faster. So how do you do that? What does that mean? Software development, it's all about the velocity of information flow. You want the information in the ideas so you can pick the best ones. You need that right information to flow to the requirements so that you know what to build. You need that same information to flow quickly to the specs so the engineers can build the right stuff. And when you have that right information in the spec, coding is fast and easy. Today, your tools scatter your information so it can't flow. Because if you're lucky, maybe your goals are in PowerPoint, and your product requirement docs are in Notion, except for the ones that happen to also be half in Confluence, and the ones that also are in Google Docs. But then there's the other ones in Monday, and then there's a set of tickets in Jira. Now what happens is someone has a meeting, well-intentioned, and they update the Jira ticket, which is fine. But then another person has a meeting and they update the Google Doc. And now they're both out of date and everything's kind of wrong. Oh, right, there's also Slack too. It's just crazy that this information can't flow, it isn't connected, and AI can't use it. And that's why we built Hopper. Hopper is the one app that centralizes all your information. Hopper's model lets AI keep the information correct and in sync to speed up every step automatically. Information updates are instant and always in sync, making your team faster from idea to code. All right, let's see a demo. I'm going to invite Austin, my co-founder, up. He'll stand over here. For the demo, we're going to imagine that Austin is an employee at a financial company, and we're going to show you 3 things. Now, at this financial company, all the talk is about using crypto for card payments. True story. So Austin goes into Hopper, and he enters the idea, crypto for card payments, 3 words. Hopper's got all the context of what's buzzing around the company and can provide some suggestions through AI on how better to phrase that. So he types in a couple words, there's suggestions on the screen. It looks like, yep, definitely blockchain-based wallet is super important. And then he can say, looks good, and keep going. Because Hopper knows everything that's going on, even Austin doesn't know, this project is already in flight. So AI dedupe has detected this, and now we can check out that product requirements doc.
Mike.
The doc to Austin seems pretty satisfactory, but he's curious, where did this even come from? What was the original idea? So we can quickly look at that. One of the things that happened to him a couple reviews ago was there was some dings around notifications, and so he's really focused on that. He can look how the original key points from the you must use notifications have become requirements and features, and he can see that, oh, it's really great that it supports both SMS and snooze, because that was something really bugging him last time. So from a product perspective, he's confident that everything that's happened from the high-level executive ideas have made their way into the requirements. Switching over to engineering, he can see how this relates to the specs. The team's gone to work, and they've listed out the components. Again, Hopper's using this in the background to accelerate this and provide suggestions. But the components here are listed, and because Hopper knows both the requirements and the design, it can use AI for an audit to figure out basically when you're done. So instead of having to go through hundreds of things, the AI can say, yep, all your requirements are met, you're good to proceed. Which means the only thing we have to do is make tickets. Hopper suggests tickets based on your code base and provides all that context. And so you can see the tickets right here. So here we've gone all the way from idea to requirement to spec to tickets. Now, of course, it doesn't stop there. So tickets, let's talk about the actual tickets themselves. This is what a normal ticket at any company looks like. I've seen thousands of these in my career. And they do literally look like this. They say things like, enable data migration for account with user ID 123. Most of you are thinking, that doesn't mean anything to you. It also doesn't mean anything to me or Austin. And it's super common these days. Vibe coding is awesome and it's all the rage. And so developers take their tickets or context and they copy and paste it into a coding tool. Let's see what happens when we put this ticket into a coding tool. Nothing. And that's because there's no information here for the AI, you, or me. So AI just can't code these typical tickets. In Hopper, things are a bit different. The tickets have all the context needed for an AI or a human to be able to code them quickly. So when we put a Hopper ticket into a coding tool, what do we get? We get code. And it's close or exactly right for people to use. So AI is actually able to make high quality code from Hopper tickets. Okay, it's a ticket. Now you've got a lot of them. Now what do you do with them? Because tickets are just tickets. Well, the answer is you go to your favorite engineer and you ask them, when's it going to get done? Let's say because Austin's been so fast now, he's been promoted and he's responsible for the whole project. And so I go to Austin and I say, when's it going to get done? Well, Austin today will pick a tool up and he'll start manually going through and trying to figure that out. So here he is in a tool. He's looking at assignments. He went to a dashboard. A bunch of people are double booked because that's just how that works. And there's a bunch of manual work here. And so realistically, Austin will spend his entire day manually doing this. And it won't be optimal, but worse yet, it's manual, it's error prone, and it's slow. So we don't have time for this in the demo, and I don't think anyone has time for this in general. So let's see how Hopper does it. With Hopper, all your tasks are dynamically optimized with our AI engine. So you don't have to do any of that. You just get the shortest duration schedule possible for the work that you have in your company. And when changes happen, because that happens all the time, Hopper can run the same algorithm again and ensure that that work gets prioritized. And Austin can actually answer me by the end of the sentence of when it's going to get done, because the answer is 6 days. And the team has been dispensed with new tickets and notified automatically. Thank you, Austin. That's the end of the demo. We originally built this for larger teams, but as the first users, we're seeing ourselves get more done with higher quality and lower burn, because I'd have to hire like 1 to 2 people just to do the job that this is doing for us, and that's just for 6 people. Our team lives in a world where we've got Hopper on one monitor and Cursor or Windsurf on the other. We're starting our beta this summer, so if you'd like to get 10x faster, come find us. Thank you.